I get big, I'm going where he's going. South America. It's like America, but south. Wanna know where I'm gonna live? Paradise Falls. A land lost in time.
There it is.
It started as a childhood dream, and it turned out to be the greatest adventure of my life. It's 4 a.m. We are almost ready to leave. No one mentioned how tough it would be to get to the Salto Ángel. When I heard the night before that we would leave for the tour at 4 a.m., I first thought this was a joke. And then I thought my Spanish is maybe too bad and I didn't understand it correctly. But here I am at 4 a.m. in complete darkness on my way to the greatest adventure ever. We were dropped off at a little port and went on a small boat and started this trip on the water in complete darkness. Since it was dry season, the water in the river was rather low and we had to get out at some parts and walk a bit. It took a while until the sun was slowly rising and we were able to see the nature that surrounded us. And once we started to see where we actually were, my excitement only got stronger. We were surrounded by the oldest rock formations on Earth that are called tepuyes. Tepuyes are so-called tabletop mountains due to its formations. Their straight walls rise up into the sky and they are characteristically for these type of mountains. The tepuyes can be found in the south of Venezuela and are about 70 million years old. There are 115 of these tabletop mountains in the Gran Sabana of Venezuela. They are usually isolated and therefore contain unique plant and animal species. One of the most famous tepuyes is the Tepuy. This is the tepuy that is the source of the Angel Falls, or Salto Ángel in Spanish, which is the highest waterfall on Earth. We saw the Tepuy already very early in the morning when it was still hiding behind some clouds. But that didn't mean we were close to the destination, to the Salto Ángel. The Tepuy is enormous. It has the size of the island Margarita in Venezuela and we needed to go a good way around to reach the Salto Ángel. So we went back on the boat again, only to get out of it again a bit later to walk a little bit more. Walking actually felt great since sitting in that boat is not the most comfortable thing and you can stretch your legs a bit. So I really enjoyed the walks in between. At some point we had a breakfast, some pancakes with cheese and a really nice view. At that time, my butt already hurt quite a bit from sitting in the boat, but the excitement never ended. Now you might think, why would anybody go on such a tough trip, waking up at 4 a.m. to spend hours on a boat, getting soaking wet and walking through the jungle? Well guys, to go to the most beautiful, unique and impressive place that in my opinion exists on our planet. Many people have asked me, why did you want to go to Venezuela? And here is my answer. It has been a dream of mine ever since I'm 15 years old. At that age I saw the Disney movie Up, and for the first time ever I have heard of the Salto Ángel, which has been called Paradise Falls in the movie. And even though it was a Disney movie, it made me curious. So I googled it and the photos I saw, for me they were like from a whole different world. So with only 15 years I decided that one day I will be in front of that giant waterfall. And here I am on my way to fulfill that childhood dream. I'm not going to lie. Fulfilling that dream was not easy. The trip is tough, but the nature I saw was so much worth it. I even totally forgot about how tired I actually felt. I enjoyed all of the walk we were able to take in between the boat rides. Stretching my legs felt amazing. The last part was the longest though. In the end we stayed on the boat for a couple of hours. Guys, I definitely felt that pain in my butt cheeks still a few days later. There were also some fun parts in between of the boat rides. Some rapids that definitely kept the adrenaline going. Be prepared to get wet on that tour. So the last part was the toughest one and also the most exciting one. And then we were close. Everybody was looking out for the Salto Ángel. And guys, I know it was super cloudy and we couldn't really see the Salto Ángel, just a few parts of it. But that moment when we were driving around that corner and we saw that place, of which I have seen thousands of photos, that moment is a moment that I will keep forever, and I cannot explain what I felt. Happiness, excitement, alleviation, a mixture of all possible feelings. I don't know what it was, but it for sure was one of the most incredible moments of my life. We arrived at our camp, which was right in front of the Salto Ángel. While the clouds couldn't decide whether they wanted to live or not, our guides were unpacking the boat. And then shortly after our arrival, we started a hike on the other side of the river to get right in front of the highest waterfall on Earth. It was an uphill hike for about 1 hour. 1 hour, and then we reached the viewpoint that I have dreamed about for so many years. There I was, alone in front of the Salto Ángel, completely speechless and with tears in my eyes. We made it! There it is! The highest waterfall on Earth. I have seen thousands of photos and hundreds of videos. Some of them were really great, but none of them can reflect being there in front of this giant in reality. Think of that. When you are in a valley in between mountains, the views are obviously impressive, aren't they? The mountains might rise 1 or even 2 kilometers high, but they rise slowly. But when you are in front of the Salto Ángel, you are in front of a wall that rises almost 1 kilometer straight up from the earth. And it comes with the most powerful waterfall that has a free fall of more than 800 meters. This feeling is absolutely insane and not comparable with anything I have ever experienced. That viewpoint was not the last stop for the day. We kept walking another 10 minutes, more or less. This time we went down to the wall of the Salto Ángel. This is the closest we could get. There's a little pool in front of the waterfall that you can swim in. And the views, guys, they are so impressive. You just see the waterfall and an endless, beautiful jungle. By the way, the water of the Salto Ángel is super cold, but it will be a once-in-a-lifetime experience for most people. So don't miss out on taking a bath in the water of this natural wonder. We had to hike back the exact same way we came. Last chance to get to see the Salto Ángel from the viewpoint. We went back to the camp where we stayed overnight and kept enjoying the views of the Salto Ángel. The guides prepared our dinner, which by the way was probably the most delicious chicken I have ever eaten due to the aroma it got from the fire and the wood. Buenas noches! We slept in hammocks and I slept way better than I have ever expected. Maybe it was because I was super exhausted, but I believe it was mostly that magical place, the sound of the waterfall and sleeping in the open air. And well, I woke up to this. The Salto Ángel has been considered to become one of the 7 wonders of the world. And I can't help but wonder, why did it not get this title? This has been created by nature and it resembles the beauty and the power of our planet.
Good morning. So this is it. This is what it looks like waking up in front of the Salto Ángel. I slept way better than I expected. And this is the view in the morning. It's quite cloudy, but it's impressive anyway.
I think the clouds actually made the place even more magical. And they were moving quickly. And after the rainbow comes the sun, doesn't it? Alright, it's time to say goodbye to Canaima, time to say goodbye to the Salto Ángel. For me this was a very special trip. I wanted to do this for a very long time and I'm extremely happy that I finally managed to come here. It's a very tough journey, but it's definitely worth it. For me, seeing the Salto Ángel
personally was an experience that I will definitely never forget for the rest of my life. For me, it was a very special place. It has this very special energy. It's beautiful, it's unique. I've seen a lot of places, but I've never ever seen anything like that. The feeling you have when you stand in front of that giant rock, in front of this waterfall that is huge, is just, it's unbelievable. And videos definitely cannot describe what you will see if you come here personally. So I highly recommend you to come here and see this place for yourself. Canaima definitely is one of the most remote places I've ever been to. In this place you will feel the power of water, which is unbelievable. I've never ever felt that energy of water before like that. This place definitely is unique, it's special. It made me cry. When did nature ever made you cry? It is so beautiful. I don't have words to describe it. So I definitely recommend you to come here yourself, see this place for yourself with your own eyes, feel the energy of this place, the energy of nature, and experience it for yourself.
But then it was time to say goodbye to the most magical place that I have ever been to. We went back the same way in the boat, but this time we were able to see the whole area. Since we started the trip super early in the morning of the day before, we didn't get to see everything. And on our way back to the lagoon of Canaima, again the nature here surprised me. We stopped at a white sanded beach that was surrounded by the black water of the river. Canaima just never stopped to impress me with its beauty. I thought the amazement would be over by now, but it definitely wasn't. There is too much to see and explore in this area of Venezuela. Thank you so much, Venezuela Verde, for making this dream come true. And thank you for making this adventure possible. And also thank you, people of Venezuela, for welcoming me with open arms and so much love and kindness. I will never forget this trip and will keep these memories for the rest of my life. Even now, editing this video after all these weeks, I am doing this with tears in my eyes because I still cannot believe that I have finally been to this country. I will be forever grateful for having been able to do this trip and for the people who have made this possible. I hope you enjoyed watching my journey through Venezuela. If you did, I would highly appreciate if you'd support my work with leaving me a like and subscribe to my channel to not miss out on any future adventure. Also, feel free to drop me any questions below in the comments section and I will answer all of them as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Venezuela.